Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. What's the lineup? What we're discussing? Let's take a look. We'll start off with the fact that Pakistan had a spectacular series against the West Indies. At home, they managed to complete a clean sweep of the series, and courtesy of that, they've improved their rankings in the ODI championship table. They're now on 4th position. They've surpassed India at 5th, and they're occupying 4th spot now. And as I keep saying, that the top 8 teams, the Netherlands, of course, and they've got a series against Afghanistan, England and New Zealand. Against Sri Lanka, it's a test series, so that doesn't count. That's where Tuba Hassan has bagged the ICC Player of the Month, becoming the first Pakistani to bag this award. She took 5 wickets in the 3 T20 internationals against Sri Lanka at home. A new sensation, this girl, Tuba. And as I keep saying, that with the right amount of support, with the right amount of training given to her and the right amount of consistency given to her in the team, it's a future leader that you can develop in Tuba. You see all those indicators you want to see. She's aggressive, she flights the ball, she's a team player, she's got a good eye when it comes to the ball as well, is fielding superbly. So I think a lot needs to be appreciated as Tuba is concerned. After that, with our first female MMA fighter, Anita Karim has won big as she defeated her Australian opponent in a one-sided affair. Completely dominant. Anita won all 3 rounds through a unanimous decision. And what a match. It was the first ever female MMA fighter from Pakistan taking on an Aussie. And if you see the videos, if you see the clips, the aggression, the way she was taking this fight, the opponent was completely bamboozled. She was purely on a defensive side, and Anita would just not stop throwing punches. So we will be talking about this and appreciating this as well. That's a surprise for you in the last segment when we talk about MMA and how Anita has managed to win big for Pakistan and for MMA in the world. That's the lineup that we've got for today. First of all, now introducing our guest in studios. We've been joined by a cricket commentator and cricket expert as well. It's been a couple of days, but he's finally back. We've got K. Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Where have you been?
I've been in a very cold place, Natia Gully.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. I was with family, of course. Yeah.
So that means that you're back to cricket now.
That's right. That's right.
Well, alongside Asif, we've also been joined by a cricket expert, Hijab Zaid. Assalamu alaikum, Hijab. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. I am wonderful. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Great, great. I'm great. Great to have you on the show as well. Right, K. Asif, rankings have improved. I know you've got a whole list of issues that you think were there. I can see your face. But rankings have improved, let's be honest. So we'll take this as a victory, of course, but still a long way to go as far as the World Cup is concerned.
Well, fine. Honestly, I'm happy that it's not the concern that Pakistan is on the number 4 and India is number 5. But, you know, you'd have to concentrate for the long-term policy. We'll be playing World Cup in India. So let's start from this series that how our openers have performed. So if I talk about the Fakhr Zaman, tell me honestly, are you happy with his performance? Let's talk about Hassan Ali. Are you happy with his performance? Let's talk about even Haris Rauf. A big concern, a huge concern that the main strength bowler, Haris Rauf, if he's crossing above 17 10 overs, and in the other match, he didn't take even wicket in 5 overs, 35 runs. So you happy with this performance? I'm not happy. If you talk about the victory, yes, we're on the number 4. I appreciate that, but it was an underrated team, and even then you guys were struggling in the first ODI. So I think Pakistan Cricket Board, Pakistan team would have to work lots of issues. Why Fakhr Zaman still playing if he's not performing? Why Hassan Ali is still playing if he's not performing? Either he got the good relationship with the captain or whatsoever. Why Imad Wasim is not in the team? These are all the questions which I wanted to ask you because you're so happy.
I'm absolutely happy. I'm happy that Asif is back in the studios. But you know, this is what happens when you keep a cricketing brain away from cricket for 4 days. When he comes back, he is absolutely phased out. So, you know, he's got those questions that he wants answers to. But the fact is that we've managed to clean sweep the series 3-0. We had some positives. Of course, there are some itty-gritty things that we need to discuss and we need to work on as well. There needs to be some tweaking going into the World Cup. But Hijab, what would you like to add regarding the series? Pakistan's improved their rankings, and I think most of all what we see that after ages we see a side that gels up brilliantly together. The way they're enjoying their cricket, the way they're supporting each other, it's really great to see that kind of energy in the Pakistani dressing room.
Absolutely, Ahmed. I would definitely agree with that. After a very long time, we are seeing a team that has a bond in between, that is not trying to pull each other's legs and is united under the captain's orders and under the Pakistani flag. So that's an excellent optics for us, to be honest, as a Pakistani citizen, to see their team this united. And there are some points that my fellow raised here, and to be honest, we do have some issues that we need to address. But overall, I do see this as a win and as a step forward as well, because you see there are a lot of positives as well. I do understand that there are some players that are not that consistent with their performances, like Fakhar, like Hassan, but I think it would be very harsh to judge Fakhar just on one series. We all know what kind of a clutch player he is. So I take it as a win. I'm happy that Pakistan has, progressed into the Super League table and also the ODI rankings. And I think after 2012, this is the first time that we are in top 4 now. So that's something to celebrate.
Truly it is something to celebrate. Asif, got a very important question. Going into the World Cup in ODI cricket, we've also had the problem with Pakistan has been the longer format. In T20, we're a spectacular side. Test cricket, we're managing pretty well as well. But that middle order problem is still there. Now, I know we benched Iftikhar, didn't play him a game. That number 5 spot, they just wanted to, I think, forcefully give Haris a debut. That's why they just wanted to play him. Otherwise, going into the World Cup, not this series, if you see long-term strategy going into the World Cup next year in India, who's that number 5? Who is that number 5 that we're going to be taking?
All right. First of all, I would like to make a comment on Hijab's, what she said about Fakhar Zaman. I'm not harsh. I do not have any personal grudges with Fakhar Zaman. See, that I do not want a player who scores 100 in one match, and after that, if he's playing next 10 matches, it won't be really helpful for Pakistan. I want.
What about consistency, Asif?
Yeah, this is what the question is, and that's why I'm asking about Fakhar Zaman, that he's not good with his consistency. And if you talk about that, he's such a good player, and he's from Lahore Qalandars, and all the pressure and all the eyes on the Lahore Qalandars. And I do know that the franchises, they're pushing PCB that they want to enter their players in the Pakistan side. They've already got 3 players. Yes, Shaheen is superb. That once again, there's a question, is not good in the death overs. And the second thing, the good things of the series, that the Imamul Haq, I'm so happy that he's improving his technique. See, doesn't go with the across the line. He manages really good with his singles, which is really important in any sort of cricket, either the T20, ODI, or the Test cricket. And then I must talk about that Haris. He got the chance to play Pakistan, but see what happens against the same problem across the line. And this
But was it the right thing to do, to just put in a young flamboyant player?
It's good. This is what I'm saying, that Haris got a chance. See, Haris is a player who could play nicely in power play, and this is what the analysts and the rest of the cricket experts, they were talking about, that if you are coming and if you are bringing him on the number 4, 5 with remaining 10 overs, I don't think so that it's a good idea. Anyways, Haris got a chance, and he could have played better. Why he was not good on the number 5, number 6? Because he used to play across the line. This is the problem with the batters. See, guys, I always talk about that. If you talk about the best player of the world, if you talk about Kane Williamson, if you talk about Virat Kohli, if you talk about Babar Azam, they're really good with their techniques. They don't play across the line. Why Rizwan was not performing up to the mark, actually, there's the concern for me, because Rizwan is a match-winning player. But whenever you talk about that he goes across the line, he throws his wicket, and the team would be under pressure. And this would happen in the first ODI. And yes, the good thing is, Ahmed, please don't laugh. I'm appreciating Khushdil Shah, the way he finishes the game.
But that's
honestly,
a change.
Yeah,
that's a change.
Yeah, that's a change. And we're happy, that I'm happy that he used to play, went across the line over the mid wickets. But this time he was very good over the long on and the straight shots. So if he is managing well, if he's improving well, of course, we will appreciate. So my concern is that Fakhar Zaman is a very good prospect, but now he's not a prospect, got plenty of experience.
Well, I think that opens up a wonderful debate. Look, we've got a difference of opinion. Yeah, let's be very honest. I'll definitely stay with Fakhr. I think if we talk on, I agree with Asif to a point that there's been a recent dip in form with Fakhr Zaman. But I think that's mostly because he's used to those quick wickets. He's been struggling. That's the visible struggle is there. But Hijab, if we just focus on Fakhr, and in Pakistan, the biggest debate has been give players the consistent chance to play. That's how you'll develop them. If I look at the last 10 innings of Fakhr Zaman, which I have in front of me, if we just take these 3 one-days against the West Indies, 35, 17 and 11, go back to the series against Australia, he scored 17 in one game, and in one game he scored 67. So there was a bit of a performance there. In one match against Australia, didn't score. Against England, if you talk about last year, in 2021, going back to the last year, 47, 10 and 6. Then, of course, against South Africa, he scored a brilliant 100 on 104 deliveries. So last 10 innings, and this is a guy who has a strike rate of 94 in one international cricket and an average of 45 plus. So that means that visibly there is talent there is performances there, but it's just a rough patch.
Absolutely. We all know what he's capable of. We call him the player of a big match. He always performs when there are knockout games and everything. But yes, consistency is the key, especially the position that he comes in. When you're coming in as an opener in ODIs, you have ought to stay out there on the crease, give your team a good start. And we all depend on Fakhr to give us a quick start as well, because we know that Imam takes a bit of a time to settle down and then get going. So we as nation depend on Fakhr to just give us some quick runs in the power play, because the power play is a very important part of the game. We don't realize it often, but it's very important. So we depend on Fakhr to give us that quick start. So consistency is definitely the key here. That's what we're missing. And he's a bit out of form at the moment, but I do believe that he's going to make a strong comeback, because we have seen this before. So I personally, if you ask me, in my opinion, I would definitely stay with Fakhr, give him more confidence, and he's going to make a comeback, because I think he's still the best man for the job.
So Hijab, what would you like to add about the improvement of Imam ul Haq as a one international batter? Because that's been something that we really need to appreciate. The dip in form was there with him as well, but he's made a strong statement. People actually questioned his intent, his strike rate. That's improved a lot, and consistency now seems to be there with a guy who's enjoying the challenge.
Absolutely. Imam is in the form of his life. We have never seen him like this. He has improved so much, and I'm very happy for him. I was a very loud critic of Imam. I didn't see him being a permanent part of the Pakistani ODI squad as an opener. I was inclined towards other openers being, the permanent part of the team. But he has proved me wrong. He has proved many of his critics and many people wrong. We used to call him a lot of things, and to be very honest, they were very unfair to him. But kudos to him. He's mentally very strong. He's come out the other side so much stronger, so much better. His technique is good. His consistency is good. He has worked on his strike rate as well, so we can see a big improvement there as well. And I would like to give credit to Babar as well, because he stuck with Imam. He let him do the work. He let him, be in the team and just try out his luck time and time again. And we can see the results. Now he's super consistent. He's climbing up those rankings. And I think soon we're going to see him as world number 2.
Absolutely. We hope so. We hope that we see that as well. There's a lot to talk about when this series is concerned. But I think if we just pick out some individual players who have managed to be that permanent part of the Pakistan structure and be there since quite some time and made a difference. One of them, and I think probably is going to be, out of all of them, might be Asif's favourite as well, is Shadab Khan and his role as he's improved.
Yeah, he improved a lot, and if you see that he's a match player, he's a team player, and he's a match-winning player. The one important thing is that a very good athlete, a very good fielder. If you remember his catch at the short third man position, it was a fantastic catch, and then scoring, 50 in last ODI with a good strike rate. So one concern is that I always talk about that if he's bowling in ODIs, and if you see his line or length, it's pretty much good. But you think that either he's replacing the man like Saklan Mushtaq or the Saeed Ajmal, though they were the off spinners. Why I'm saying that he's the leg spinner, but even then Pakistan require a match-winning spinner. Either the off spinner we do not have, and we had a long debate over this, that why we didn't produce a good off spinner. But yes, he's improving well. I want to see him as a match-winning leg spinner. He's a bowling all-rounder, not a batting all-rounder.
Right, true that as well. Some concerns for Asif on Shadab as well. He's a grandma today, isn't he? He's not letting anyone go. But that being the fact, I think we'll move on to some more great news for Pakistan. Tuba Hassan has bagged the award of Player of the Month. Ever since Tuba debuted, we've been a big fan of her. We've discussed a lot, and the achievements have been there. And this is a future prospect for Pakistan. I keep on saying this on a personal note because I just see that talent and that spark. Let's take a look at this report and then come back.
Spin sensation Tuba Hassan has been named the ICC's Women's Player of the Month for May, becoming the first player from Pakistan to win the award. Tuba was awarded the honour after enjoying significant success with the ball during her debut international series. The 21-year-old leg spinner was instrumental in restricting scores set by opponent Sri Lanka in the 3-game T20 series in Pakistan, where she captured the Player of the Series award, taking 5 wickets at an average of 8.8 and an economy rate of 3.66. The highlight was during her debut international fixture in Karachi, in which she grabbed 3 for 8 to limit the tourists to 106, setting the platform for a 6-wicket win.
And that's a second wicket.
Down the track, in the air, taken! Another wicket for Tuba.
In securing this month's award, Tuba Hassan overcame fellow nominees in compatriot Bisma Maroof and Jersey's Trinity Smith. Former Pakistan captain and member of the voting panel Sana Mead lauded Tuba for her dream debut, saying, "Tuba has shown a lot of confidence and skill to make an impact for Pakistan."
There you have it. Big congratulations to Tuba Hassan, her family, Pakistan Women's Cricket, Pakistan Cricket Board and the entire Pakistani fraternity as well. Hijab, what would you like to add about Tuba?
I am so proud. I am so happy to see a women cricketer shining like Tuba is, and to grab an ICC Player of the Month on your first month of international play. It's a huge, huge honor. It's a huge, huge award. And after, we saw Fatma Sana grab the ICC Emerging Player of the Year. Now we have got the second award from ICC, and our girls are getting recognized by the world. And we ought to recognize them too. And we ought to give them the credit that they deserve, the support that they deserve, because we do know that, women's cricket is a bit neglected in Pakistan. And I've been very vocal about that as well. So this makes me so happy. And I remember my reaction when Tuba did on her debut. She took that 3 for 8 fixture on her debut. I was stunned by every single one of those wickets and the way that she was bowling and her confidence. And I see her going a very long way. I do believe that a star is born and she's going to shine brighter and brighter every day.
Inshallah, that is the hope. Asif, Tuba, spectacular.
Yeah, what's a remarkable and unforgettable start for her career.
Okay,
Yeah.
definitely that is. But Asif and Hijab, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having both of you. We'll just go towards a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.